Hey guys, so today I want to talk about Vroom IPO and just share a few reasons why you might want to wait to invest on this stock and why you might want to compare it to other stocks in the market before you make your final decision on whether this is a buy or a sell here. So, as you may know, this stock actually IPO'd around 2 days ago at a price of $20 and is now sitting at around the $47 price range. And what this shows is that a lot of people are very bullish on what Vroom can do in the future. A lot of the stock market's main moves happen before the actual event. So what we're seeing here is people are thinking that Vroom can continue pricing upwards and continue making more positive earnings and more potential than what is currently being shown by the IPO price. And one of the main reasons why I tell you to wait here in the short run is that this stock has moved over $5 since I've started watching it around 10 minutes ago here. So essentially what this means is that investors are very unlikely to come to a consensus price here in the short run on the stock, at least without a week of economic data shown on the IPO and what they are worth. So if you do buy 100 shares and your account size is very small, as is with many people who do watch my channel, then potentially a $1 or $2 move could be worth $200, $300 to you and could almost tank your account in the short run here. So I would say be very careful if you're going to invest into this stock and make sure you manage your risk, especially in the short run, because we still don't know what this company is worth. And just as easily as it rocketed $24 in a day, it could also sell off $24 in a day. So always keep that in mind, guys. And one of the stocks that I really want to compare them to is Carvana because they both have a very similar online sales model for used cars. Now, used cars is a market that is rapidly growing in the US with many companies profiting over earnings. However, in the short run, we've seen that Carvana stock here has done very poorly on their earnings, especially in the last three quarters, quarter three of 2019 through quarter one of 2020. And this is because a lot of people are not thinking about investing into a car. And a lot of people do know that when you buy a car, 90% of the value is lost immediately when you drive it off the lot. Maybe not 90%, but a large proportion of it. So a lot of people don't consider a car an investment. And in a time when markets are so tough and money is very dry, these type of companies don't tend to do very well. And you can see that happening on Carvana stock here. So this is another reason why I'd be very wary of Vroom's stock price here in the short run because we still don't know how they are performing and especially we don't know how the market downturn has hit them in the short run. Now, another article that we can look at here to find some insight on Vroom stock comes from MarketWatch. You can see that the company's IPO was around $2.5 billion market cap. And what this means is market cap is the value of a company, or at least the perceived value. And if we compare that to Carvana, Carvana has a market cap of around 8 billion as you can see here. So that's why it's very critical to realize that Vroom costs already around 40% of what Carvana's stock price costs without even having 20% of the actual market cap value. So this is very scary here because it could mean that at any time investors can suddenly decide that Vroom is overpriced and doesn't deserve the value it has compared to its market cap and compared to what it can do. And once speculation dries up, then the company's market cap is all that's really holding it from selling off. So if the market cap is very weak, as we do see with Vroom, then there's a lot of potential here for a downturn on the stock. So that's another reason why I'd be very wary here in the short run. Now, additionally, Vroom, before their IPO a couple weeks before, actually furloughed about 1/3 of its employees. And what this means is that they get put on a pause and they don't get paid during the time that the company is furloughing them. And furloughing 1/3 of your employees is no small thing. It essentially means that they couldn't pay these people because of the economic downturn, even though they do have a plan to bring them back in the future. It can mean that they have weakness in the short run. And as we've seen, their price is increasing in the short run. So that's why you have to be very careful here, guys, with this stock and with IPOs in general, because you don't know exactly what price they're going to land at 1 week time from now or even 1 month. Now, if their market cap does continue increasing and we do see a revival in the used car market here soon after the market downturn ends and soon after a lot more people can come outside and resume their normal lifestyles, then we probably will see Vroom's stock increase all the way to around the $60 price range. However, if we do continue seeing difficulties in the used car market And a lot of people know that I was actually shorting Carvana in the short run and made over $100 on that play once I bought multiple shares, or sorry, once I bought multiple options plays and spreads, which is what I like to really do, and I actually sold the calls and I made a lot of money off that because there's a lot of weakness in the used car market at the moment. So yeah, I would tell you guys to be very careful with Vroom IPO here in the short run especially, and just know how much risk you can take and how much risk you can manage, and essentially scale in on the stock. Instead of buying 100 shares right now, buy 10 right now and then 10 when the price confirmation comes. That way you're basically minimizing your risk. Even if you do miss out on a bit of profit, you will be missing out on a lot more losses if you are able to scale in and be very careful here in the short run, especially with this IPO, and especially with the company being so new and having such a small market cap as compared to other big players in the industry here. So yeah, guys, that's my advice on Vroom. Wait to get in and wait to see what the stock market decides is a fair price for Vroom, and wait to see what they can do on their first earnings and if they are going to be worth all the hype. So as always, guys, don't forget to hit that like and subscribe button and watch out for those plays.